His his what's her name? Sarah. She got a mug
Okay.
that said like world best mother on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
mummy. World's
Mm-hmm.
best mummy.
World's best
Yes.
mummy. And so
Yes.
I got a picture of that from the show and used it as the
Uh-huh.
cover art. You know, a Mother's Day Salem, a Mother's Day in Salem or something. I don't know. I'm sure all of the holidays I hit in 2024 are going to be a Salem something. Valentine's Day
Yeah.
was a Salem Times Day. Hmm?
Uh-huh.
Hmm?
Uh-huh.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens in July.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody. Hi. Get the heck out of that student union. Climb on into the classroom. That's what we do here, right? Or is there no class today because it's Mother's Day?
Mother's Day.
It is Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. There's mamas all over Salem.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's grandmommies on Salem.
There's a bunch of them.
There's all kinds of mothers that aren't even on the show anymore.
Yes.
You
There's expected mothers.
There's expectant mothers, worried mothers, anxious mothers.
There's guilty grandmas.
Guilty grandmas, yes, guilty grandmas, and I don't know, Horton history as always.
And Horton history
And
as
Horton
always. Yes.
history, we can never avoid Horton history. It's starting to make me think like the very first character we ever saw on Days of Our Lives was like Mrs. Horton, like
The very
Julie's
first.
grandma.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julie's grandma is the
Julie's grandma.
original Mrs. Horton, right?
Yes, yeah, I guess, because she's always,
But
you
so
know,
that means if she were, let's say, we had Old Testament lifetimes, okay?
if everybody
She
lived to
would
be
be like
180,
maybe like 200.
right? Old Testament lifetime. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good, Ma. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's a good belly laugh here on a wonderful Mother's Day. Mother's Day, everybody. Hello. Hello. Kelly's here.
Mother's
Laura
Day,
is
everybody.
here. Jeannie is here. And I'm sure there are others too, hanging out and lurking. Hi, hanging out in the back,
Hi.
ducking in under the shadows, hiding
Can
under the desk.
you see like a little sunburn right here?
I can now that you're pointing it out.
Yeah, I know it's not that prominent, but I do have a little sunburn on this side of my forehead
What'd you do? Fall asleep?
from no, I would baseball. Like I told you
Um,
before we went on, the Manteca sun
just.
said, "Hello, guys, it's summer. I'm back."
So did that
And
happen this morning?
so
Oh,
yesterday,
okay.
yesterday, his game was at 9 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
and it was already 80 degrees at 9 o'clock in the morning,
Frickin' Central Valley.
and the sun was toward me, and I didn't realize I was burning my forehead.
I'm just gonna hang out indoors all summer. That's what I'm gonna do. It's not gonna see a ray of sunshine. Like this is the closest that I'm gonna get is the bleed through for the windows.
I'm telling you, I wish you could see Steven play baseball.
Because he's just amazing. He's just a
He's swinging for the fences, dude.
well, of course, when you're the most powerful 10-year-old on the field.
He's he's
I've
pretty
seen that
good.
story. I saw
I
that story
love
played
watching him.
out. I saw that story played out when I was when I was like 6,
Watching your brother.
and I wasn't interested then.
Yeah, you would be happy for him though, because he's so jazzed,
Yeah, no, I tease. I tease. Video it, cat, says Jeannie.
What?
Video it, I guess, take a
Oh,
mm-mm,
I have. I have.
and remember it forever.
But you
This is
guys,
Jeannie
play
asking
the
for.
game. I'm trying to get Uncle Matt down here, okay?
Yes, I'm gonna make the trip for we'll figure it out. We'll try to align some sort of holiday with a with a baseball game.
Okay.
Kelly says happy Mother's Day to all moms, Mr. Moms, and all caregivers, and all moms in heaven.
Where mine is.
Yeah, Jeannie's too. Jeannie for the last 30 years now has a stepmom who lives near her, but her mother's been in heaven for a while. So there you go. Happy
I have
Mother's
a
Day
step
back to you, Blink.
I have a stepfather that he only lives 20 miles from me, 15, 20 miles from me. Um, and for a Californian, that's no distance. we do that every day.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah,
It's nothing. It's still enough
that's
to
not,
come to all the holidays and ball games.
yeah. So yeah, I have a stepfather that's only 15, 20 miles away. But my mom has been 4 years in heaven now.
But she's always hanging out with us here,
Yeah, she loves the 10th floor.
in between Scotty Baldwin and Chase is Granny
Uh-huh.
each and every week.
Uh-huh.
We can start with what Laura is the most excited about, and I think that you're going to be excited about this too. Because I don't know if you saw the pictures in the video for what we're going to get next week. A brand new character finally debuting on Days. We've been anticipating this for so long. And they're finally going to
I
make
don't
their
think
debut.
I saw a preview. What was it?
They have cast Victoria Kiriakis.
They're going to have a real baby?
They're going to have a real baby in Xander's arms next week.
Oh my gosh. Now, if we could get a real Hey Jude, we're going to be
goodness.
cooking.
No, we're going to wait until Jude's 6 before we can cast a kid for him.
We're going to get a real Hey Jude and a real Victoria. I thought we were going to see a walking toddler by the time we saw a child.
Well, I mean, this kid is huge. Like, it's not a 1-year-old or anything. Still, it's not one. She's not one. She's not one. She's probably.
We're going to get a hip sitter.
Yeah, exactly. So he pretty much carries her in the preview that I saw. Like, how dads bring their babies in like face forward.
Uh-huh.
And so he's just like, here's the kid. Oh,
well, I love it. I love it, Sarah.
Sarah. No, it's all baby. It's all baby, Sarah. Yes. So we're finally going to get a Victoria next week. A real life squishy Victoria who can move and look at the boom and talk to the lights and everything.
Victoria,
do not babble through the whole thing. She's going to babble. She's going to try to speak. Oh, I can't wait. There's nothing better than babies on TV.
I want little Victoria, like, somehow inherit her grandma's red hair.
Man, I am not smooth today.
You're herky jerky.
I'm super herky jerky. The computer's struggling. I'm so mad at it all the time. Herky jerky. What's interfering?
If you try to stay still a little bit, you won't be herky jerky.
Well, I can't sit still. Goodness, I don't know. I'll figure it out in between the two podcasts, but there's something taking my resources, something taking my memory, something taking my bandwidth.
Yes.
Probably some auto update.
Probably.
Ugh, so annoying.
It is annoying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a new Jude, says Jeannie. So I guess maybe we're getting a Jude as well.
We're getting 2 hip sitters.
Oh my God.
I love it.
It's about time.
I'm telling you. Were they going to wait? They were going to wait long enough for Victoria to be able to slap the crap out of Constantine herself?
Yes, that's exactly what it was. They're waiting for Victoria to overhear a conversation while hanging out with Rachel. And then she's like, what? Not Maggie? Not my Maggie? My grandma, right? It's Victoria's her granddaughter, right?
Yeah. Maggie is Victoria's grandma, yeah.
Yeah, Matt, fix it for GHN. Blink is making a demand, and I'm not here for that. I already gave myself that instruction. All right, Blink. When I tell myself what to do, Blink, you don't tell me what to do, Blink. As for Angela, honestly, I don't know. I can't make excuses for her anymore.
I think it's the end of the semester and she don't really care if we pass now.
Here, I got 2 theories. One's probably very real and the other one's probably half real. The first one, and I'll just get rid of the real one. It's Mother's Day. She's likely just busy and forgot to tell us. Whatever.
Yeah.
The fake reason is that she was really invested in Days because she got fake Jarly out of it. But over on GH, there's real Jarly. And so I think that maybe some of the oomph of the Daily Watch and investment is gone because
her substitute Jarly was doing it for her. That was all she had, and now that she's got the real Jarly,
exactly. And especially now that Harris is like, hey, you know how we just did it. I just stuffed you and probably gave you a baby. Well, I'm out of here.
It, I'm curious. I don't know. That's not Steve Burton's exit, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know either, but it might be.
And if it is, what the hell?
Boy, that's super uneventful if it is, isn't it?
That's getting in the elevator and never being seen again.
Exactly. That's a Billy Miller elevator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah. I.
But you know what though? I know Steve Burton would be like, cool. He wouldn't
Oh
care,
no. Oh no. No.
knowing he was going back home,
And even
looking at
then,
that script and seeing that, oh yeah, they're going to put me in the elevator and close the door. He'd say, cool, whatever, let's do it.
I will hazard a guess, just a guess. I don't know him, okay? But I would hazard a guess that if the name isn't Jason Morgan, he really doesn't care what they want to do with it. Like there's the artistic nature, the pull of wanting to like, oh, make sure that it's the best. I think really only exists in the Morgan world. Beyond that, give me my script. Oh, okay, we're done. My contract's ended. This is how you're writing me off. Whatever. I kind of got the whatever attitude from him when we went to Stone Cold and the Jackal,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about, and he mentioned, and I've said this on the podcast 1,000 times already, but he's like, when you guys think the story is stupid, is pretty much what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Is saying that the actors are totally aware when it's dumb.
Yeah, but also though, I remember when we were talking with Drake
Mm-hmm.
and Suzanne. I forgot the other dude's first name.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we were talking to them, they talked about that a little bit too, saying that because we were saying that Days of Our Lives is kind of soap tropey and very sudsy and
Yeah.
and they were saying that as long as you go with it and don't really feel like it's ridiculous, it's fine.
You got to show.
I'm paraphrasing, but
Yeah. It was James Reynolds who really answered that question the most, and you guys can see it on the channel. It's the interview that we have up from the Emmys red carpet. I think there's a special playlist for them, and it's Drake Hogestyn and James Reynolds and Maggie. Suzanne Rogers, yes. Super awesome. What an honor to be able to talk to those three daytime legends, not only at the Emmys, but at the same time. Like, super cool. Super cool. Look at me frozen. Awesome. Look at me. Oh my God.
Yeah, you are frozen, Matt.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well.
That computer's not acting right.
It's all right. I'm going to hack and I'm going to slash and I'm going to try to fix this stuff live.
Okay.
As we're going. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My CPU is at 93%. That's the problem. Oh, goodness. Let's see here. Anyway, so it was a great conversation to have them there. Super awesome, super amazing. Just a dream and a half come true. And yeah, we mentioned it. We're like, hey, Days is known for being the campy one, the one that kind of leans into the silly. And yeah, not only did they say that they love playing that kind of stuff, and they've had a great time doing it over the years, but they said it is a matter, like you said, James Reynolds, it's a matter of not showing on your face that you know the secret. Essentially is what he said, like, don't break the fact that you recognize that Marlena possessed by the devil. Putting words in his mouth, he didn't say this, but recognizing that Marlena possessed by the devil is stupid as F. James Reynolds might think that. Abe, however, is concerned for his friend.
Exactly.
And I likened it to wrestling. I said, as soon as you show that you know how dumb it really is, you've lost the audience.
Right. Yeah. I remember that. And Drake was like, yes.
Yes, that's exactly it. And he gave me a little wink. Oh.
Yep. It was so fun.
Drake Hogestyn.
You guys, we're still waiting to hear. We still haven't found, had an opportunity to try to go to the Emmys because the Emmys are less than a month away now.
We'll let you know as soon as I know.
And as soon as we know. We're going to be there if they allow us to be on the red carpet. Matt and I are going to be there again.
Yes. I check it multiple times a day. I check the email. Just anytime I think about it and anytime I'm reminded, oh, hey, I should do this, I do it. And, Well, no email yet, folks.
No email. But
uh,
even if we don't get to go,
mm-hmm.
um, Daddy T and I we're going south and we're going to visit them.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Even if we don't go to the
Even if you
Indies.
don't go, you're going to come hang out. Might as well. Why not?
Yep.
Why not? It's not too far away from where you live. Blink says, I've heard Peacock is having big financial trouble. Blink, I think that chances are you're going to find that all of the streaming platforms are having financial trouble because it's not a very lucrative way to make money. Listen, a couple of million people are chipping you $10 a month. Like, that's not enough to keep everything going at the level that things go. You know? So.
And and Peacock, yeah, Days of Our Lives on Peacock, but Peacock got a whole mess of stuff.
Yeah,
they're spending money. They're spending money.
Yeah, they're spending money. They're spending money. What the advantage that Peacock has over like Netflix though is that it's also NBC. So they got they got a couple of different income streams going into it that could feed into the platform. It's not uncommon for a media company to keep something that is under that is more expensive than it's bringing in running while being fed by something that's much more profitable. Why they do that, what the big grand scheme, how it all links together and all that, and I couldn't tell you because I'm not a TV executive. But I do know that more profitable things are have money sent to the less profitable things. WCW Wrestling, for example, was incredibly profitable for about 3 years for Turner Broadcasting and kept pretty much everything going. While CNN was struggling and this, that, and the other stuff was struggling. Then things flipped over when AOL bought them and said, well, we got it figured out. Get out of here, wrestling. Anyway, that has nothing to do with the Days of Our Lives, but it's another example of how like Peacock as a streaming platform is very likely to continue no matter how many users they have because of some reason or another. That helps NBC.
Now, let me tell you something about Days of Our Lives that I really like the way they do this. And I would say, General Hospital, try it. I love it. So you know how Days of Our Lives will tell you a story, and then they'll show you in flashbacks what happened, but you didn't see it yet.
Right. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I love that, actually. And they really did a good job at that this week with Marlena and John and Steve. And Professor Angela was right last week.
Yes.
They did know what they were doing.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, they did.
Spinning a scheme.
Yeah, it's something that we talked about.
Constantine at his home freaking game.
Yes. I'm gonna burn it. The different one. Maggie, look at this thing. Look at this bastard. Look what he's trying to do to you, Maggie. You get in there and kick him in the nuts. Can I do it for you?
I just like it though. I love the way they decide to do that. It's flashbacks of scenes we haven't seen. And story and then telling the story in the flashback where we understand it. I like it. Now, you know how they put that styling, Bettina kind of styling in that, when the flashback that there's got a little different filter on it. Now they could take that crap off.
Yeah, they could. I think they can assume that the audience is smarter and can recognize if something is in the present day or if it's some sort of future thing. You don't have to overly do it. Even if you put like a light little like echo on the dialogue, just the slightest little, just tiniest echo to just say that this isn't the reality of right now. I think that's the extent that you might need. But you don't need the whole like classic Star Trek like filter,
Right. Yeah.
Put Vaseline over the screen, over the lens, and it's just like, you're so pretty. You're a pretty girl.
What do you think? Do you like that style? Do you like that?
I mean, it's fine. What it
Like
is.
it.
It's artistic, right? It's artistic license. Um, uh, like I said, I think that they can rely on the intelligence of the audience a little more to know what's up without them being like 50 years ago, you know. But it is what it is, you know. It's also supposed to be light. It's supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be easy to consume. You're supposed to be able to walk into a room and know what the heck is going on. And so little things like that are important. I think that it's something that's important to remember when you're watching a soap. It's even Days of Our Lives that you have to choose to put on and not just leave NBC on during the day. People are
Now,
still getting up doing stuff. They're still treating it like they always have. You know, like Angela watches in the shower. You do it while making bacon. Like, people
watch it
got their
first thing
lives
in the
going on
morning.
around Days of Our Lives.
I watch it first thing in the morning, all by my lonesome, and I like it that way. So
Oh,
anyway, I loved all that, and I loved Maggie saying, "You messed with the wrong redhead,"
you messed with the wrong redhead.
and
Yeah,
I
they're
loved it.
gonna. Yeah.
Now, since they are on Peacock and not on the regular old television, they have a different little more room, a little more
Mm-hmm.
room. I'd have loved it if she would have said, "He going to f around and find out." I would have loved it.
I got a particular set of fucking skills. Maybe that's what Days needs. They just need Liam Neeson to come in and just start cussing. How much is Liam Neeson
Or
gonna charge?
Samuel L. Jackson.
Sam Jackson's not good. Sure, why not? Why not? Why not? He's very much owned by Disney though. Like he does just Marvel, 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 Marvel. So if they
True.
were going to send him
True.
anywhere, it'd be into the Corinthos crime family center. Just as a reminder for folks who want to join us here in the chat, I know that we cover a lot of soaps here on the channel and stuff, and we love General Hospital, but when it comes to this hour, we do really want to try to keep it as much about Days of Our Lives as humanly
Yeah.
possible. And that's just a note. We're not always great at it. Sometimes I'm not very interested in days for the week, and so I've got very little to say about it, and a lot of other stuff bleed through. But don't feel wrong, alienated, pushed away if I'm like, hey, let's try to keep it days. That's all. That's all. Just a little cleanup note for everybody. That's it. That's it. Happy Mother's Day. I put together a special chalkboard for us with a Happy Mother's Day. Excuse me. Logo, all kinds of cool stuff. I don't know if you saw the chalkboard setup that I put together for Days for Dummies, but I'm particularly proud of it.
I did.
Yeah, it's neat.
I watched our show last week.
Oh, nice.
I don't always watch our podcast, but every once in a while I do.
I used to watch it religiously. I used to watch it like on Monday every week. And then
Yeah?
I stopped doing that like 2 years ago.
Huh?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just confident now, because I'm a big self-analyzer when it comes to performance. Like
Mm-hmm.
I watch and read and watch and read and watch and read and watch and read the stuff that I produce
Mm-hmm.
for weeks after I've produced it. Even when it's too late to get out there and change anything, even when it's already being consumed by the masses, I'm still like analyzing it. And so I think that I just hit a level of comfort with the podcast in which I just stopped feeling like I needed to analyze. Well, am I saying words too much? Am I being loud enough? Am I saying the same turn of phrase too often? Because I used to do that with pro wrestling commentary. Since I did so much commentary, I would listen back to it and be like, okay, well, I said that 3 times during the night. I got to come up with a different way of saying something.
Yeah.
What a scoop slam! Like, you only say that a few times before people are like, wow, that's boring. Like, mix it up, yo, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think's going to happen do you think that they're going to get all the way to the wedding and then they're going to put the hammer down on Constantine?
Shoot, I don't even know because they're gonna so they have to push him to a point where he commits a provable crime. So maybe they're gonna push all the way to the wedding because they have to plan the wedding. They have to go through it as if they don't know what's going on. Now they're gonna start playing
You know what?
Constantine, and it's
You know
gonna
what
be like, Maggie, come on, let's go for a walk. And she's like, no, I don't want to. Right?
I don't think. You know what I think he might do? Because he's a terrible old man.
She's gonna kidnap Teresa.
I think he might do something I think he might do something to little dude.
Little Thomas?
Yes. He already don't like that kid.
Well, Ma, I found out a really interesting thing about Thomas DeMira this week.
Yeah, what?
Okay? All right, super interesting. Super. Well, thank you very much for the compliment, Kelly. She said that she loves what's on the chalkboard this week. I always rely on Kelly to make me feel good. By the way, one day Maggie had no Stello type shoes. She must have meant stiletto. By the way, one day Maggie had stiletto type shoes. Why would anyone 80 plus wear those? Because she wants to look beautiful, Jeannie.
The
She
reason
likes
why
the shape of her legs.
tell you what, I'm going to do everything I freaking can until I can't.
Well, there you go.
Okay?
There you go. Because she still can.
'Cause I still
Maybe
can.
she's worn stilettos so much that her toes are just like pointed, and that's the only shoe that her foot fits in.
Have you guys okay, those kind of shoes that mess up your feet and stuff. Have you guys ever seen Steven Tyler's feet?
I don't know if
From
I ever thought
Aerosmith?
about Steven Tyler's feet.
Well,
So
I've
no.
seen his feet. Okay, I've seen his feet. His toes kind of look like this. I mean, he got some jacked feet. His toes are crossed. He's got
It's all that rock and roll.
It is actually. It
Yeah.
is. It's from wearing weird shoes and dancing sideways a lot. That's
Dancing,
what's
yes, with the scarf
yes,
on his
he's a
microphone.
yes. And he moves like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Everybody knows Aerosmith.
he damned us up.
Shoot, I don't know if the
Anyway,
kids today know Aerosmith, but
um,
I know Aerosmith.
oh, yeah,
They have so
not so much. I think kids today more would know Van Halen because of Wolfie, because of Wolfgang Van Halen. That's why they really know him now. Know Van Halen.
Is he like the kid? Is he Van Halen's
He
son?
is Valerie Bertinelli and Van Halen's child.
Oh, is he like a musician?
Plays
See, I'm not in
guitar
the
like his dad
zeitgeist,
does.
is what I'm
Awesome.
accused of.
He plays guitar like his dad.
I am not in the young person's zeitgeist, is what they've told me. So I'm totally like something happened to some teacher. Some teacher got in trouble for having his braids being taken out by some students.
Huh?
And so, half the parents were like, I don't care. Not even half, like 99% of parents were like, who gives a crap?
Mm-hmm.
And then like there was the 1% of parents that were like, fire him and burn down the school. But I didn't even hear about the story because I'm not in the zeitgeist, even though it was the most popular thing that they talked about last week, all the young people.
I don't know about it.
We ain't young no more, Mama.
So yeah,
Hey,
Constantine,
Laura.
he's starting to chase his tail now.
He
don't know what to do.
He is. Yeah. Well, he's going to have to try to stay one step ahead. The big thing is going to be trying to make sure that he doesn't know that they know. And then if he does know that they know, then they need to make sure that they know that he knows that they know that he knows that they know. Like it's got to become one of those things because then they're trying to outmaneuver one another.
Mm-hmm.
But they never say anything. Xander, of course, has to get involved because he's been doing nothing other than standing on the sidelines fuming.
Well, they got to do something with Xander until he finds out that he's the heir. And he's going to find out that.
They would have to find that out by the time Constantine leaves because he was an integral part in flipping the money around, and that's not going to make... And Teresa is finding herself in a really good place right now, which means it's going to be disaster for her soon.
It is.
Because she's not really fighting with anybody. She's trying to manipulate the whole Alex situation still, but she's being a good ma. She's being present. She's getting along with Brady. She's not really up to anything that's... I mean, yeah, she's up to terrible things with the money and Alex and all that, but she's not up to anything else beyond that.
No, she don't have a new scheme.
Yeah, she doesn't have a new scheme, and this one is kind of this one's kind of an older scheme that's still plodding along that she doesn't really have to do anything with.
Right.
So she's just
other than just she's just got to try to get she's just got to try to get Alex in her bed and get him to throw Kristen off of him.
Kelly says that if you follow what Matt just said, you're a genius. Listen, I'm not a genius. I didn't even follow what I said. They have to know that he has to know that they know that he knows that. I don't even know if that was the right number of back and forths. Um, oh,
I
goodness.
think my favorite part of this week, though, my favorite part of this week was the scene with Steve and Marlena and
Yes,
John.
yes, yes, yeah.
You know,
I was thinking about the Xander of it all and how he needs to get involved in the Constantine. And then I
hmm
had this thing that popped in my head while you were speaking, and now I have a chance to say it. I'm very excited too, because when Xander joins John and Steve in this, Black Patch becomes Black Patch International.
Ooh,
Oh, come on, Days of Our Lives. I work for Black Patch International.
yes.
Do it.
And I guess it looks like uh, Gabby is soon to get out of the jailhouse.
So listen, all right. So last week we had
I think so.
story movement. This week we have story movement. Next week we have babies. I am in a very happy Days of Our Lives place. I know that there's still plenty of people out there who are longtime Days fans who are still being disappointed, but I am kind of back to Leo and Dimitri deciding to get married 5 seconds after deciding that they like each other. You know, I'm back
And
at
you know
that level.
what, Matt?
Yeah.
You know what I think, Matt?
Hmm.
I think there's blood on the black book, right?
Yes.
That's Lisa.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Betcha.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, come on, come on, come on. We got EJ talking to Rolf.
Mm-hmm.
Rolf's gonna be like, "Let me open up this sub door. I've got somebody to show you, EJ.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when, mother? Remember when we were a Day of Days, and
Mm-hmm.
who was sitting with whom in the interview? By golly, it was EJ and Lee
It was.
sitting side by side,
It was EJ and
wasn't
Lee.
it?
Yes.
And do you remember me saying, "Hey, guys, EJ, you've been hiring assassins recently," because he had hired like two to go shoot some people.
Yep.
Lee, you like to assassinate people. When when's this gonna happen, right? And they're like,
Uh-huh.
well, actually, there is some interesting stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Knowing that Remington had to take time off to go film Zatima and other stuff that he's been up to. He's been sharing Instagram photos of just the projects that he had been on. Clearly needed a break from Days to do other stuff. It's entirely possible he knew where things were going, what was going to happen, what the plan was, at least at the time, for a return.
And, and I think actually the things that we're seeing today now on Days of Our Lives, it syncs up with about the time that we met them in October.
Oh, really? Was it about? I guess that was about that long ago, wasn't it?
Yes. So what we're seeing today is what they should have been shooting around the time when we met them in
Gosh,
October.
well, Johnny and Chanel talked up being married.
Yeah.
Shoot, I mean, Lee was there, so that's good.
Yes.
That was good. That
And he's
means,
been on our show.
and he's been on the show. Check out that interview, folks. When he comes back, I'm gonna have to send another Instagram message. Actually, I'm gonna have to send another Instagram message in pre-time. Be like, Remington, come back. Bring back the show. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right, Ma. You're right. That was about 6 months ago. See, time is so long and so short at the same time. I remember something that you told me a long time ago that I remember to this day. The days are long and the years are short. And that is, goodness gracious, that's true. I mean, October, 6 months ago, like I feel like Day of Days was like a year ago.
I know. October.
But wow, yeah, that's pretty recent. Well, cool. I mean, I'm excited for that. I like Lee Shin. Enjoying, looking forward to him coming back. And of course, it won't be long before Wendy and Trip return back to the States once Lee does.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something about those two. Something that's not quite right, but also great. I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you. But I'm with it. What can I say? What are
Well,
you gonna do?
I'm curious. Man, did we really see Steve Burton's exit already? It
Yeah,
was
you're hung
so,
up on that, huh?
it was so,
I don't know. Chad, do you know? Do you know if that was it? Are we gonna expect him to show up like at the last second next week to save Ava from Clyde, and then he gets shot in the face? Like, uh, he gets shot in the face, so that way when they make him when they resurrect him, he's been shot in the face, and so he can't have the same one anymore.
there you go.
Now I'm saying shot in the face like horizontally, so he survives. Not vertically because that would kill you. This might not. So that's what I'm saying. By the way, Laura is a huge Aerosmith fan. She's a Boston girl and loves them.
Oh,
So I
they
just
are.
felt like I needed to shout that out to the world because Laura,
Walk this
you deserve
way.
it. Down that way. They had their they had. I think this is a true fact. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they had their only number one. They've been 2, 3, 5, but not one. But they had their only number one when I was a teenager for that Armageddon movie. And that was like
Oh,
super late in their run.
yeah, I can't believe that. I'm sure they
I'm going
for
to find
that.
out. I'm going to find out right now.
I don't really.
I'm going to make Blake angry when they watch the repeat because we're not going to talk about General Hospital this hour. No, we're going to talk about Aerosmith. uh, excuse me.
Oh boy, you
I
know
know
what?
they're.
I tell you what.
Mhm.
I tell you what. If I was in a restaurant with my teenage daughter and she told me she hated me and then announced in the town square that I had a bug in my ass, she might be in trouble a bit.
That would be an ear twister right there.
That would be an ear twister,
That
yes.
would be an ear twister. Oh, I get to hear myself in the repeat. That's fun.
Right?
Goodness gracious. So yeah, Holly, what a teen. Holy smokes. I know they're waiting until late in the year. We'll talk about the time capsule after this. Holly. I think she reacted that way because this was like the day where she was being truthful.
Yes.
Of all of the
Yes.
days where I've been lying and this is kind of the half truth, like today's the day where I've actually been like genuinely wanting to come to the bistro to have a Mother's Day with my mom. I'd never even thought that you would not let me go to the prom.
Well, I agree with Holly, actually. I think that Nicole telling her she can't go to prom is ridiculous. If it was just a school dance,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though. I'm on the fence with that. To me, as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
you don't punish your children keeping them from their academic activities. That's not the way you punish them.
Well,
You should be grateful they want to do any damn thing. You know, it's not drinking beer down in the river. But if they want to do sports. If they want to do art, arts. If they anything that in school
mm-hmm.
activities are within school. Don't punish them and take that stuff away from them.
No,
Don't
not school
punish them
stuff.
with your act.
Not school
No.
stuff. You can't after school.
There's
You have to
lots of
come
other crap
home. You can't hang out at Jennifer's house. You have to come home.
Right.
That's fine, but you can't do the school play. Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, on one hand, these are developmental and milestones and all that kind of stuff. Usually for people's lives, like I skipped my prom, I didn't care, but other people do care.
Actually, sweetheart, you did go to your prom.
I went to the junior prom. I didn't go to the senior prom. Junior prom's not real, right?
Well, that's what Nicole kind of said. That's kind of what she told Holly. Well, you can go next year. You're a junior.
Yeah. I went to the junior prom, and that probably led into why I didn't go to the senior prom, because I was never really a dance guy anyway. And the amount of what you had to do before even getting there was too much and stupid. I'm sitting there like Tate, like I'm gonna get a cummerbund that matches. Oh God, when it comes to the Tate I don't know, Ma, because like some episodes I'm totally cool and I'm not thinking about stuff, and then in other episodes like this most recent one I'm like, you're old, bro. I don't know what I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is because sometimes I'm totally sold into the fantasy that this 21-year-old is 17, and then other days I'm just not. I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
think I think he has more mature face than the other Tate did,
Definitely.
but he does not look like a man to me. He still looks look like a teenage,
Well,
he
you
still
know
looks like
me
a young
though.
teenager.
I cannot identify the age of anybody. If you stuck Carrie Christopher in front of me and said, "How old is this kid?" I'd be like 12,
Hmm.
and I think he's 9 or 10 or
I
something.
really guess that stuff really well. I'm almost always right there.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I needed to mention what I learned about Carrie Christopher's character,
Hmm.
Thomas.
Hmm.
Um, he and Tate Brady were born in the same year,
Hmm.
2015.
Oh boy,
Thomas is 9 and Tate is 17.
I guess, huh? They selectively sourced.
So what I've learned, and this was a big Twitter topic this week, was I think one of the day's accounts was like, well, by the way, and then it wasn't hate, it was fun, which is great. People made it fun, and I love
Mhm.
that is a lot of the approach when it comes to days is we're going to talk about it and just make it silly fun because that's what it is.
Mhm.
And so basically the gist was it wasn't a very contagious case of Soros. Usually it's a little more contagious, but this one was isolated. Uh,
Contain that bug and got rid of it.
but they were saying though, like a lot of the longtime fans were noting that when it comes to Soras and Days of Our Lives, they just do whatever they want with it, and they don't try to make
And
sure that
that,
the same generation stays on the same level or anything.
yeah. And days jumps time and stuff like that
Well, they
too.
did that 5 year jump, yeah. And they were saying that EJ's Soras, I guess, is the most egregious. It's just the
Mhm.
most ridiculous Soras. So I'll have to look up. Maybe we'll have to do an EJ special and a skinny dip or something to find out a little more information about that. Because I don't know. Because he's clearly 45 now. I don't know if he was born in
Yeah, he
1998
is.
or something.
Well, yeah. Well, he's got to be. I mean, come on, he got to have some little time on him. Johnny's his kid.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. And then Allie's his mom, right? Who's his mom? Sammy. Sammy's his mom. All right.
Tammy's his mom.
Sammy, right? He was on the phone. So this is our first time we got Sammy on days. Finally.
Yes. I want her to come
I
back.
expected her to reach through the receiver and strangle him or something. Like, isn't that what Sammy does? Right?
I
Like,
so have
how
heard
did he
that.
not be like, well, happy Mother's Day, Mom? Did you just hit me? Like, you know,
I'm looking forward to seeing Sammy
just
someday.
on, just this is how the kids do it, right? Like, we don't do this anymore. This is what we do now because this is how we hold
Yeah,
our cell phones. Is this
right.
what, right? I gotta hang out with some children because I don't know what people do. Don't clip that. Oh my god. Anyway, uh, did you just slap me? Stop. Oh my god, it'd be good. It'd be good. I
Right.
think.
Well,
Mhm.
I guess he
Hey,
wants to
baby.
slap his mom through the phone, maybe. But Chanel kind of wanted to slap Paulina a little bit too,
Chanel
and
is
tell her to go.
done with her mom. She's like, get off me. Just get off.
Yeah,
Like,
go home. But Paulina should have when she called and canceled for brunch.
just show
Paulina
up.
should Paulina should have known that showing up with chicken soup and a bag of groceries was probably not what they were hoping for.
Listen, I get it, but Paulina, come on. I think you're a little smarter than that, right? You know
She
when you're being
is.
blown off.
Hmm.
You have to. Maybe that's why she didn't. She's like, I'm not gonna get blown off. I'm Paulina F. Price. I'm
Well,
Jack
I
Hay.
think
You
Paulina's
don't
going to
blow
have
off
some
Jack
trouble
Hay.
in I think she's going to have some trouble in front of her. Pauline's going to have some trouble in front of her. People are, that the whole spectator thing and stuff, and that and the ad, the article they wrote. Pauline is in hot water.
Yeah.
she might have to fill out the application to be a snowplow operator.
She and Laura Collins are gonna have to go find themselves in the what am I gonna do after on the mayor line, right? Right? I see Blink wasn't here for that reference. Blink, come on back. It was about a 1 year time jump, and they never talk about it. Says Jeannie. I mean I guess that's a way of just kind of clearing the house, right? Like if you sweep all the storylines off the table by jumping forward a year, and then you just start fresh with everything. Like Desperate Housewives. Mike Delfino and Susan finally get together. We're gonna do a 5 year time jump in which they're not together anymore.
Yep.
I think David says, "Hey, David." He says, "Happiest of Mother's Day, Cat." And
Thank you.
I think Tate and Holly romance is just out of thin air. There's no real buildup. When you're kids and teenagers, right? I mean, that was a note of mine too, David. I'm like, why? Why do these two wild, stupid kids even like each other? And the answer I got from my mom and Angela was because they're stupid teenagers. Especially that Tate kid. Especially Tate, because he's Brady's son, which makes him stupid.
Well, you know, I tell you, Holly is not that. Holly got a mouth on her for her mother. Yes, she does. But Holly is not a good friend either. She treats that little friend of hers like crap.
Oh yeah, yeah. Holly's not a good kind. And like, Holly might be kind, but she's not nice.
No,
You know, she might
it's
have a
not
heart,
nice.
but she's not pleasant. You know, she leans to the
I agree.
negativity and the emotional volatility.
But the
As
little
any good soap
actress
character
playing
would.
Holly, the actress playing Holly.
Hmm?
Good job, girl. You got snarky teenager down. That's believable
Oh yeah,
nonsense right there.
she
When you
probably would.
said slug in your ass in the town square, that's a teenager would have delivered that. You knocked it out of the park. You are a
She
snotty teenager. You're
she
doing
was a
great.
naughty. She was a snotty teenager. That's the only way you can pull off such authenticity. Unless you were a snotty teenager yourself. And that's not a knock. That's not a judgment. That's not saying anything bad. Teenagers get snotty for a couple of reasons. One, their bodies are changing and they produce a lot more mucus and don't know what to do about it, so they're just full of snot. Secondly, they're full of hormones and just can't control how they react sometimes. Same thing with like a 2 or 3 year old, right? Like that's your first hormonal surge and you just act the F out. You do it again when you're 15. And hopefully that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Jeannie is sharing a wonderful Sora's story, Mom, and I think that you're gonna like this because you enjoyed the Teresa change.
Mm-hmm.
One going off and the other one walking on the gate, right?
Yep.
Gwen and Teresa.
Yep.
You liked the babe change from All My Children, going in the hug,
Oh my
coming
gosh, it's
out a
my
different
favorite.
actress.
Yes.
Jeannie. The best Sora's was when John and Marlena got married. Brady and Bella were 8 and 9. And in the next scene, it was Kyle Loder and Kirsten Storms. They were sorted in the episode.
Love it. It's so nonsense. I
Jeannie,
love
I
it.
have to see this. I'm going to have to look it up in the break or after the podcast today or something, but John and Marlena got married. Brady and Belle were 8 and 9 years old. And the next scenes, it was Kyle Loder and Kirsten Storms.
They were teenagers suddenly.
Boom.
I haven't seen any scenes with when Kirsten was playing Belle back in the day. It was a long time ago. It was before Maxie, before she became Maxie.
Right.
But I've seen some still shots. But she fits. Oh man, she fits right in there.
She fits right in there. Well,
Looks
Jeannie
like
says, well, it
Marlena,
wasn't
just like
exactly
Brady
like
did.
that, but it was very soon after. So, maybe not in the same episode, but very soon after, shortly after. They get married with kids. You get a little ring bearer.
Mhm.
Little ring, little ring bearer Brady. Okay.
It would kind of for us now. It would that would be like if we saw Thomas and Charlotte, and all of a sudden, boop, they
And on
look like Holly and
Monday,
Tate.
without them going anywhere, no boarding school, no vacations, no, they're gonna go spend the summer in Texas with their grandparents, nothing like that.
Uh-huh.
No.
And then it would be funny too if like one of their grandparents they hadn't maybe seen him for a minute. Well, look at you. You sure have been eating all your vegetables, haven't you?
Well. um, There's a
I can
there's
see Roman doing that. Oh, look at you.
You've been
That's
eating
pretty
vegetables,
food
haven't
is
you?
nutritious, isn't it?
Somebody's been really feeding these kids. There's a couple of cool, fun things that I remember from TV of yesteryear. That's in the same vein. One was Morgan Matthews on Boy Meets World. She was the precocious little Violet-like little sister.
Mhm.
In the first like 2 seasons, maybe even just the first season, completely disappears. 4 seasons later, they've Sora's her, a different actress, back on the show, just in the opening scene, like little teaser before the opening. Morgan's there eating cereal, all that kind of stuff, and then the rest of the family reacts to it like, and she goes, "I can't remember being in my room for as long as I just was," or something like that.
It's so
And it was just a fun
ridiculous but
thing.
funny, huh?
It was super funny, super funny. And then Morgan continued on as a character regularly ever since. But I don't know, it just didn't fit with those pocket little. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Well, Roseanne did something like that with
Mhm.
Becky too. Remember?
Where they keep it like they would switch or like walk behind and be like, when Lacey Goranson came back. The first time she interacted with any of the characters, the first thing that they would shout at her is, where have you been? Where have you been? And then move on with the scene.
It was lovely. I loved it. I love that kind of stuff.
Oh gosh, it's good stuff. Charlie Cunningham or whatever from Happy Days. Right? He goes
Yeah,
upstairs, disappears. Um, then there was a there was a Winslow sister as well from Family Matters that went upstairs and never came back down. Oh my gosh, so many kid characters just eliminated from your favorite
And on
sitcoms,
all my
folks.
children too. There's a Martin kid that went upstairs and never came down.
Yes, yes. And suddenly Ruth and Joe Martin just didn't have that kid anymore.
Yeah, they
Fell
suddenly
off the
wanted to
family
make
tree.
Tad even worse. They wanted to adopt Tad so bad after that. Their kid went upstairs and disappeared.
Oh God, I freaking love that stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. Can we just get a soap that's only that? Like every week it's just a new cast.
Well, Days of Our Lives, they just, they got a new hot water heater and they're cooking with steam now. Something's happening. That funky little spot they had, it seems like they got over it, right?
Yes. No? Yeah, I'm totally into it. I'm with it. I'm here. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna keep on watching Days. I'm gonna continue to pay my Peacock bill.
Mhm.
I'm gonna help contribute to solving their financial struggles. Because I would hate for them to go off the air. And yeah, I don't know, Ma. What else did I write down? What did we not? The Real Baby, we talked about that. Black Patch International, talked about that. I wrote that down because I thought that was really funny.
Mhm.
Oh, Maggie, let's go for a walk, Maggie.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm gonna miss Constantine when he's gone.
Oh, of course you are.
Because what am I gonna do, Mama? I have somebody here to do a voice of.
Oh, well, maybe they'll introduce somebody else who's got some crazy kind of
This is gonna be Clyde Weston. He's gonna be back all the time, and I'm just gonna have Marvel Man.
Clyde's gonna die soon.
See, maybe Harris is gonna come back and like knock him off a cliff. Like
Actually,
I
that
don't
would
know,
be a
Ma.
better way for Steve Burton to be leaving, is to leave as a hero, kill Clyde on your way out.
But also at the same time, maybe they didn't want to give that to Steve Burton. Maybe they're like, you know what, guy? We knew you were only going to be here for the one length of your contract, but still, get out of here.
Oh, I'm sure that Days of Our Lives knew exactly what Steve Burton was going to be. He wasn't going to be on Days for decades. He wasn't going to be a legacy character and be there forever. I'm sure they knew it.
Jeannie said no one. Must be in reaction to me saying that I'm going to miss Constantine. Oh God.
I'm looking forward to him. I'm really I love it when a female gets some revenge. So I'm all for that Maggie scene with Constantine when his goose is cooked.
Maggie, what do you mean? No, I would never lie to you like this. They have pulled the wool over your eyes, Maggie. They have pulled the wool. If they just need to do a cartoon version of soaps, I'll
Yeah.
fill in when they're not available.
Um, Another character I think that's on their way back. I think there's 3 on their way back and will be on
Gabby
our
Lee,
streets. And Abby, I don't think Abby's dead. They're talking about her too
just
much.
too much Abby. Oh, I mean, yeah, they have visited her grave like twice in the last 2 months, huh?
Too much talking
Lots
about
of
Abby.
Abby. Ooh, who they cast as Abby then? Who they cast as Abby?
They were talking, and Chad had a long scene on Friday with Julie,
Mm-hmm.
and part of what they were talking about was Abby missing
Abby.
Abby, missing
Well,
Abby,
you know
missing
what,
Abby.
Ma?
I think it's her way back.
Abby and Chad were pretty popular. And then Abby went away, and Chad has not had the same type of oomph in the stories and connections and stuff that are people are used to that character having. So maybe they are. Maybe they're bringing back Abby. Of course, it won't be Kate Manzi, but maybe they will. She played Abby, right? She didn't play Allie. I don't really know the difference between Abby and Allie yet, so I know that
But
Allie is Johnny's sister.
yes, his twin,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Well,
How
I
bad
think
is Rachel going to be when they
Abigail
saw us?
character's on the way back.
Yeah, and then they've also cast a Latino dude as someone. So I don't know if this is going to be a family member of Gabby's or another Hernandez or just somebody new coming through or what. But there is another male new character, not resurrected old person, new face on old character, old actor playing new character. None of that. This is a new actor, new character.
New.
New.
No, no, no.
No.
Okay.
Kate didn't play Allie. I said Abby, right? You were talking about Abby when I mentioned Kate, right? Didn't I? Right? Those two names are so similar. I might have said the wrong one when I was referencing it. Marin. Laura says Marin. I don't know what that has to do with anything. How bad is Rachel going to be when they saw us? Or I don't know if they're gonna. They seem to really like that little Rachel character, little Rachel actor right now.
I do.
They might
Something
not.
else.
The Abby murder mystery was never ended properly, says Sandra. The weird, it's Clyde too, was rushed. And it was weird. I did say Allie. Okay, well, I meant Abby. Whatever. It's probably why I led into the phrase afterward of I don't know the difference between Allie and Abby.
Mm-hmm. Now, what did someone wanted us to talk about that time capsule?
Oh yeah. So the time capsule. I should have wrote down in a note. So they were saying that they were hoping that the time capsule was going to be figured out by the end of the year. I would think so. I think there's 7 months before the end of the year, so I think we got a lot of time. Since she mentioned it, I think that it's going to be opened when they debut the new Horton House set, or dust off the old one and say, "Oh, look at that! It's a perfect replica."
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Blood.
And then there's gonna have to be some kind of secret.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a story to be told.
Secret. Yeah, I mean, it can't just be like an ornament. Ooh, it is an ornament, Ma. It's an ornament of somebody that they didn't realize was a Horton. It's an ornament of some old character from 45 years ago, which then makes their child that's on the show today, whoever they may be, a member of the Horton family. Maybe it's banknotes. Maybe it's stocks and bonds. Maybe it's a deed for the entirety of Salem itself.
Wow.
It could be anything. It could be uranium.
It could be.
We smuggled this away from the scientists. We've hid it in our chimney. Yeah. We are trying to save the world.
Now the DeLorean can go 88 miles an hour.
Oh, Marin is a mysterious new character they've cast, says Laura. See, this is the fun part of the Days of Our Lives, is that most of the answers are already out there if you look for them. A blonde actress who looks a little bit like Abby. So maybe this Marin person will come through and we're going to be like, Abby? And she'll be like, I'm not Abby, my name's Bobby. Right?
Yeah. And Everett wasn't on that much this week.
No, he
He
did some
was on a little
he did
bit.
some sinister smiling, and I think that's about it. He had a scene with
Yeah.
Stephanie that I saw. They were just talking,
Yes.
but no,
And they were
no,
in the pub like
yeah,
usual.
yeah. The movement and stories belong to the old folks and the young folks that are married. Um, little Thomas
Hmm.
DeMira. I don't know. He's on there. The Blood in Clyde's Black Book. We're gonna find out whose blood that is.
I think it's Lee's.
Be Lee's, because if it's Lee's, then he's alive, right?
Hmm.
Because that blood would have had to come from somewhere.
I think whoever stabbed him had the book with him.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's what I
There was
think.
one actress between Kate Manzi and the death of Abby, and her name was Marcy Miller. So just finishing that off in case anybody needed to know. This is Days for Dummies after all. We like to share the facts. Oh goodness. Oh gosh. The fact that they made the time supposedly hidden at the same time the show began has to be tied to that anniversary too. Okay, so Sandra's talking about the box again, saying
Okay.
that the date in which they have given this box is
Hmm.
tied in with the about the same time as the show began. So likely it has to be tied to that anniversary. So whatever anniversary that's coming up, whenever that is, for their 61st or 60th or whatever it is. I think it's
Yeah, when is that?
I
When
don't
is it?
know. I don't
When is
know.
it, you guys?
You tell us right now. Um, cause yeah, I don't know, ma. I don't know when it is.
Yeah.
Cause I know they're a year or two behind GH. So GH is in their 61st year. So that must make Days in their 59th or 60th. I'm not sure exactly which one it is. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know when their anniversary is. But if it's around that time, then yeah, it would make perfect sense for them to open it up and
It
be
would.
like, look at all of these photos from backstage of when we first started the show. I don't know exactly what it would be. November, says Jeannie.
November.
November 8th, to be
Man, that's
specific.
a long time to wait for that.
Well, I guess that's why they said hopefully they
Well,
figured it out by the end of the
if they're
year.
not going to open it until November, I would like it very much if they'd stop talking about it.
Only mention it every 6 weeks.
I don't want it. If they're not going to open it, I'm not interested in hearing about
Use those lines for something else. They're in the 59th, confirms the chat from multiple sources.
it.
So
Hmm.
good on them. Hey, 60 years coming up. November 8th. Well,
And I know that if they do Day of Days again, we're going.
oh,
You know why we're
yes.
going?
Because we're going to crash it.
That stuff is free. That's why.
They want you to come. Uh, even if we're not invited there as press, we'll probably still hang out and stand in a line.
Yep.
Have a good time with fellow Days of Our Lives fans. All
Yep.
of that.
It was super fun last year.
Isn't there something like a 15,000th episode in the fall? Asked Sandra. Yes, actually. I think they're going to be using that as an opportunity to celebrate and honor the life and contributions of Bill Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
And center that kind of around Doug's passing. Oh, there you go. Laura says it as well. I think they'll tie that into Bill Hayes' farewell on the 15,000th. I think that's all but confirmed, if not confirmed, that that's the direction things are going to be going in.
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
it, Ma. That's it. We're gonna get out of here like Harris.
we're gonna get out of here like Harris.
Yeah. I almost just clicked the button and was just done.
Yeah.
Truly, I said that and I nearly grabbed the mouse and just clicked the button.
Well,
Because
that wouldn't be rude.
well, I know, but then that I said we're gonna get out of here like Harris, and it would have been hilarious.
Yeah, that's true.
It would have been super funny. Jeannie said that she went to Day of Days years ago, and it was at City Walk Universal Studios. Well, it's not that big anymore. Now they shove you in a little square,
Yeah.
and they're like, stand in this line in the sun, have fun.
Yeah. But you never know. In LA in October, you don't know. It could be hot as tarnation still,
Yeah, it's true.
or it could feel like a fall day.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get in October.
I do hope that they host it again, and we get to go. Yeah, I want to go back as press.
Me too.
I mean, we were able to go under the soap opera news banner last time. This time we'd have to come under the 10th floor banner, but it's not like we're not cool.
And I think Days of Our Lives knows us a tiniest bit.
At least Remington Hoffman does. Yeah, Laura, we're about to sign off too. Bye. What's today,
We'll
Days?
be back on in 45 minutes.
So yeah, get on out of here. I'm getting out of here. Class dismissed. Get out of here. Go hang out in the student union again if you want to. Have a little snack-a-doodle, and then fly on over to Port Charles in a completely different state. As we're gonna go to the 10th floor to talk about GH then, and I'm sure Blink will be back, and I'm gonna answer all of their questions, talk about all the stuff that Blink wants to talk about.
We sure are.
It's gonna be great. They're gonna have so much fun, and so are you. So we'll see you then at 11 a.m. We'll be back again next week, 9 a.m. Sunday for more Days for Dummies, and again Thursday at 6 p.m. for a Skinny Dip podcast, in which you get into the details of something soapy.
We are.
So pay attention to that.
Follow what it is yet.
Follow us on Twitter at 10th Floor GH. For me to most likely post to there first and then have that proliferate around the other social medias as time goes on. But if you want to find it first, it'll be on the Twitter. This has to be November. Yes, hot or cold. Never know, says a native Californian of Genie. You just never know.
Never know.
Kelly encourages everybody to join us at 11 a.m. for GH Chat, and thank you very much for that, Kelly. I know we're going to see you there too. Sandra, you have a great week as well. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
We'll see you in an hour or 45 minutes or whatever.